S3E08, in the heart of Tanzania, where the sun kisses the earth with a golden glow, lived a curious girl named Zina. Her village was nestled among ancient baobab trees, their massive trunks like wise old storytellers guarding the land. Zina loved these trees, especially one that stood taller and wider than all the others. The elders called it the Great Baobab, and they said it held the memories of the land within its bark. One sweltering afternoon, Zina sought shade beneath a great baobab. The air was still, and the gentle hum of insects lulled her into a deep sleep. As she drifted off, a voice, deep and rustling, like 1,000 leaves, filled her mind. It was the baobab, speaking to her in a dream. The tree began its story, showing Zina visions of a time long past. She saw herds of elephants with tusks like crescent moons, their giant feet gently treading the soil. She saw generations of families celebrating births and mourning losses under its sprawling branches. The tree spoke of seasons of plenty, when the rains fell and the land bloomed, and seasons of drought, when its deep roots held fast, providing for the creatures around it. Then, the dream shifted. The tree showed Zina a time when men arrived with sharp axes. It winced as it recounted the fall of its brothers and sisters, their ancient bodies crashing to the ground. The dream Zina felt the tree's sorrow, a deep ache that resonated in her own heart. The baobab explained that with each fallen tree, a piece of history, a home for birds, and a source of life vanished forever. It showed her a future where the land was bare and the sun beat down without mercy, where the cool shade was just a distant memory. The past is not just a story, the tree whispered in her dream. It is a lesson. It teaches you how to keep the future alive. Zina awoke with a start, the sun now low in the sky. The tree's words echoed in her mind, clear and urgent. She ran back to her village, her heart pounding with a newfound purpose. She found the village elders gathered, discussing plans to clear more land for crops by cutting down some of the older baobabs. "Stop!" Zina cried, her voice trembling but firm. Everyone turned to look at her. Taking a deep breath, she shared her dream. She spoke of the elephants, the celebrations, and the deep sadness of the great baobab. She described the barren future it had shown her, a future without the sheltering arms of their ancient guardians. The elders listened, their expressions shifting from surprise to contemplation. An old woman, the wisest in the village, nodded slowly. "The child speaks with the wisdom of our ancestors," she said. "We have been so focused on today that we have forgotten to listen to the whispers of yesterday." From that day on, everything changed. The villagers put down their axes. Instead of cutting the old trees, they began to nurture them. Zina, with the help of her friends, started a nursery, planting baobab saplings. They learned to farm around the ancient trees, using their shade and the rich soil at their base. The village decided that for every tree that naturally fell, they would plant 10 more in its place. Zina often returned to the great baobab not to sleep, but to listen. She would press her ear against its warm, rough bark and feel a gentle hum, a quiet song of gratitude. She had learned the most important lesson of all, that by listening to the silent stories of the past, we can protect and build a greener, more hopeful future for everyone.